Welcome back aboard the Disney Treasure.
Hey there, man fam. We are back for our second part of our 7-day treasure sailing.
Today we are in Cozumel, Mexico, which is a port we've never explored as part of Mammoth Club, so excited to step off the ship and enjoy the beautiful city, and the weather is phenomenal. And then later we'll be back on board to experience more of Disney's newest cruise ship, including we've got Plaza de Coco for dinner tonight, which is perfectly fitting to be in Cozumel, and I'm very excited.
Well, vámonos.
Stepping off board, now make sure you bring your Key to the World card with you, as well as the photo identification recommended by Disney. They will send you messages into the Disney Cruise Line app to let you know exactly what you need to get back on the ship later. As you are making your way out of the gangway, you are going to have a sign that shows you very important information, for example, things not to bring off the ship, like e-cigarettes, for example, as well as your on-board time. This is very strict. Be back on the ship by this on-board time, preferably before if you're like me and have unending anxiety about being late. Now, Molly, as I stare at this hull of this ship, I am reminded of something that I've heard before that is quite interesting, that you might think is interesting as well. If you look, gosh, the bottom of that ship looks black, doesn't it? But it's not, though, because the black hull of ship is often associated with pirates, and not the good kind.
The Jack Sparrow kind.
Yeah, not the Jack Sparrow kind. We don't want to do that type of piracy here. So of course they were trying to look for a color that matches the iconic Mickey Mouse color palette. So they were in a meeting as they were discussing what color they were going to paint the hull of the Disney ships. In walked an Imagineer named Monica, who was wearing an article of clothing that was almost black, but not quite. So they asked her what color it was, and she said it was blue. So now they have painted this whole color, and every whole color of Disney Cruise Line ever since, Monica Blue, in her honor.
Wow, that is very interesting.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it?
Wow.
And what better vessel to share color facts than I?
That's true.
The colorblind one.
Now, Cozumel is a very popular cruise port. We've been here several times before with friends on cruises, but like I said, we've never been here with Mammoth Club. There is a ton of shopping you can do right off the port if you don't want to book an excursion. There's lots of dining to do. You can enjoy Señor Frogs, which I have on many an occasion. Or you could find more local dining. Our friend Shay at the Shay Spence is a food content creator, and he has found some amazing spots, so make sure you're checking him out. But you could also, of course, book an excursion through Disney. There are tons of snorkeling, historic, beach, animal-related excursions you could do. But we have booked something not Disney-related, and it is a day pass to an all-inclusive resort nearby. To get there, we'll be taking a taxi, which, from all my research, remains perfectly safe, and they will take American dollars. We'll let you know if anything other than that happens. It's pretty easy to find a taxi. Just follow the transportation signs throughout this region right here. One thing to note is you do want to probably avoid the little booths that are offering taxis, because they're going to try and sell you on their specific company's tourism options, like dolphin encounters or ATVs or boats or snorkeling. So unless you want to do those things, just keep going down to the taxi stand and you'll see people wearing actual taxi outfits. They will say taxi on them, and then they will call a certified taxi, which is regulated and metered. But as a pro tip, make sure to ask your driver when you get in what the cost is going to be and only pay that rate. We have made it to our destination, and it is beautiful. We have decided today to venture about a 20-minute cab ride away to Mr. Sanchos Beach Club. This is an all-inclusive resort that you could stay at, but you can also purchase a day pass. Day passes for adults are $68 per person, and it includes all you can eat and all you can drink. All you can drink does include alcohol. They've got Mexican beers, margaritas, daiquiris. Plus, the food includes tacos, quesadillas, coconut shrimp, queso, guacamole. You can just live your best life here in Mexico. Now, Alan and I did decide to upgrade upon arriving to a private cabana, which is right here. Instead of being the $140-ish for both of us, it was $260. That gives us the private cabana, a server, as well as a 30-minute massage each, so I'll take it. Oh, we got a mariachi over here, too. The vibes are high, is what I'm trying to tell you. Mr. Sanchos also has this stunning private beach right here, and if you want to pay a little bit more, they do have access to some water activities, like one of those floating water parks and some other aquatic fun. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm going to lay right here, drink a margarita, eat a taco, get a massage, and then eventually make my way to the swim-up bar.
Our food has also arrived. We have a trio of tacos here. We got chicken, steak, and shrimp, as well as some chips, queso dip, and guacamole, and their coconut shrimp with their dipping sauce as well. I'm excited to dig in. Molly, what are you going for? Oh, wait. Molly's
Also,
going for the
margarita.
Yeah, Molly's going for the marg.
It's a pretty good marg. It's a little sweet. So I probably only drink one, and then I'll move to beer.
Seems fair.
It's not the strongest drink ever, which that's what happens when you go to all-inclusive places typically, is they're not making them super strong because it's all you can drink. And you can't order shots. Shots are not included. So I like to do beer at places like this, usually because you can't weaken a beer. I've never had to put a mic on a bikini before.
It is a learning experience. I've not ever had to do it either.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough.
Yeah, new for both of us. Your bikini does look nice under that mammoth tank top.
Oh, yes, thank you.
No surprise, the guacamole is delicious. It's fresh. The avocados are perfect. Trying a little queso too.
Better or worse than the cheese served at Disney World with your pretzel?
Way better. Oh my God, it tastes like actual cheese.
Well, that's a big win to begin with.
Yeah. It's mild. There's not any peppers or anything, but a classic starter.
Which taco are you going to choose?
Beef.
All right, you dive in.
These are very simple. Just the clearly handmade tortilla, beef, some onion, perfection. It's delicious. I think there's a stingray in the ocean right now. It's really distracting me.
Oh, well. It is their home.
I'm gonna go look at it in a second.
That boat's name is Hakuna Matata.
That's nice. Oh,
Yeah.
it's got Timon and Pumbaa on it. We should be filming this so people can see what we're talking about. Hold on.
You got to shoot through all those people. It's very people-y
I
here.
got it. I
You
got
got
it.
it? You nailed it?
Nailed it.
You're seeing it now, dear viewer.
I gotta show where I think the stingray is. See that dark shape down there?
I do. I'm not so sure it's a stingray, but I hope it is.
I hope it is too. I hope he's happy. Anyway, the beef is spiced wonderfully. It's not hot. I don't think they're gonna make much of the food super hot because they're catering towards American palates and tourist palates. So we'll probably ask for some hot sauce, but nice spice, crisp little bite from the onion there. The tortilla is phenomenal.
It's time for some coconut shrimp. Let's do a little bit of a dip into our sauce. Here we are. That's just good coconut shrimp. Good coconut breading on the exterior. It sticks nicely. A little bit of coconut flavor in the sweet dipping sauce. Is it the best coconut shrimp I've ever had? No, but it is darn good when you consider it's all you can eat. And speaking of shrimp, I'm gonna have the shrimp taco. Nice hand-breaded tortilla. There's no fishy flavor from the shrimp, so it's fresh. And it's seasoned very nicely. Now, again, not gonna be super spicy. Just enough to let you know that it actually has seen some cumin and paprika. I'm also gonna try the chicken taco. That one's actually my favorite. Blackened chicken, onion, peppers. That's just a solid taco. It's a good handheld munchy food. I think when you're out here sipping on a beverage of your choice, this is a nice little thing to grab and enjoy. And the fact that you can get all you can care to enjoy, I'm a big fan.
Update. It was a rock, not a stingray, much to my disappointment.
Correct. Also update, we have moved on to beer now. Eddie, our server, called it Mexican water.
Also, we asked for limes to go with said beers, as one often does, and I'd like to take this time to issue a little PSA and tell you all about a very real skin condition called margarita dermatitis. I know it sounds like I'm making it up. I know I sound like Max talking about Twitch primitis, but no, margarita dermatitis is a real skin condition that happens when too much of the acidity of a lime reacts with the sun. You will get welts and rashes anywhere that this contact happens. It happened to me on a cruise where I was drinking Coronas, squeezing lime into them, and then if I had some lime on my finger, you just kind of wipe it on your arm or your leg, and then I had these welts all over that were itchy and painful. I Googled it, and it was from margarita dermatitis. So, my PSA to all of you, if you are putting a lime in your beer or anything else, just make sure to wipe your hands, not on your skin.
In a unrelated PSA, meaning unrelated to your skin or any skin conditions, there will be individuals while you are here that walk by, maybe carrying a parrot or a mariachi band. Those are folks who expect to be tipped for their services and for engaging with you. They will take US dollars, but if you don't want to engage, you just simply politely say no, and they'll continue on to the next table. although I did hear the mariachi sing. They are very talented.
They sang Happy Birthday to the table next to us. They were very, very good. Additionally, here at Mr. Sanchos, there are some vendors out front that have different jewelry and bags and other souvenirs. They will take American dollars, so if you want to do some shopping from some locals, you can do that there. Whoever made the playlist here at Mr. Sanchos, fire.
Rocky Top, really? Max here?
What, Max? Is this his entrance? He just appears.
Top will always be home to me.
All right, it's massage time.
Well, that was very relaxing, and you can tell because one of us has hoop earring indentations in their face.
Which one?
It's a mystery, really.
Also, before our massage, the staff all did a dance to a song, and it was awesome. It was very fun. But man, that massage on the beach with the wave noise, lovely.
Very relaxing.
Very relaxing. So that was included with our package. You could upgrade to like a deep tissue or a longer massage, and you can buy them a la carte too, but I wasn't expecting to get a massage today. And
I wasn't either.
it's been a good day. Hey, Alan, did you see that banana boat?
Yeah?
What are you thinking about when you see a banana boat?
What should I be thinking about when I see
You should be thinking about Jaws the Revenge. The fourth Jaws starring Michael Caine.
Yeah, the movie he took to pay off his gambling debts.
Yeah. Michael Caine befriends Mrs. Brody, who's traveled to the Bahamas after the death of Sean, her son, and the shark follows them
Yeah, that makes sense.
because it can like smell the Brody blood, which doesn't make any sense because the shark dies in 1 and 2 and 3. So it's like the shark's children.
It's just a lineage thing, Molly.
I guess so. And we meet
It's a generational grudge match.
we meet Michael Brody, played by Lance, I forget his last name, also star of the Jenny Project,
A DCOM classic.
and the one stepsister from Planet Weird.
Yeah.
He plays Cosmo Cola. But in this movie, he's the fourth actor to play Michael Brody, Chief Brody's oldest son. And he works in the Bahamas with Mario Van Peebles. And the shark follows them, and it tries to eat his daughter, aka Chief Brody's granddaughter, off the banana boat. And that's exactly what I think of when I see a banana boat, and it's why I'll never get on one.
That's where you draw the line?
No, I just don't want to get wet. Let's be real. The sharks aren't going to hurt you. They're your friends. Our next round of feeding has arrived, this time with the quesadilla. So we got a beef quesadilla, donkey, as Eddie said, and a chicken quesadilla, iguana. And then we asked for some hot sauce, and he smirked and smiled and brought us 2 different ones, including one he said is pretty spicy, so I'm excited to try those. Look at this can. Look at this can. It's for Squid Game, but it's in Spanish, so it's Juego de Calamar. Dos. Should I be afraid to drink out of this? Is this... am I in the game if I drink this? These are very cheesy, which is what I want. Doing a little guacamole, and a little of the one he said was spicy. This is the money. This is the winner. Again, house-made tortillas, cheesy, the meat is cooked well, and that salsa does have a kick, and it's phenomenal. I'm in a good place. Well, that was a lovely day spent at Mr. Sanchos here in Cozumel.
It was nice and relaxing. I think massage was a unsung hero of that. And then I think, again, the all-included food and beverages made for a great time.
The quesadilla was the real winner.
I agree. Quesadilla, top tier.
As was Eddie, our server. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you think Mr. Sanchos sounds fun, it is. There are other experiences like this. We just chose one that we'd been to before, so we knew what to expect, felt safe. Again, about a 20-minute cab ride, which cost us $25 to get here from the port. But the food was good, especially that quesadilla. The water's beautiful, and it was just a lovely day.
So now it's time to head back to the port and get, well, I guess, cleaned up and ready for the rest of the day.
Oh, one thing I do want to say, we did book Mr. Sanchos, the all-inclusive pass, in advance. I highly, highly recommend doing that because they can sell out. We were able to upgrade to the private cabana while we were here, but if that is of interest to you, I would book all of it in advance. But we had a very nice time.
Yeah. All right, back to the ship.
Yes. We snuck in a little moment at the rainforest room, and now we are dressed and ready to kick off our evening.
We have dinner tonight at Plaza de Coco. This is the first menu. We had the second menu while we were on the media cruise, so I'm excited to see what the differences are. But first, we're gonna get a little bevy and nosh, perhaps at Periscope Pub.
Ooh, under the sea.
Nothing says you're cruising like eating before you go and eat. So we are headed into Periscope Pub, where we just noticed on the ground here, there's a lot of like stonework. So we have down the hatch, just as you enter above this, what looks to be cover of a submarine with that grate. Also, mini Easter egg tour here. That 718 on the top, that is the whole number of the Disney treasure. This is one of the most underrated gems on this ship, and I'm excited. Let's go dive in. This bar is themed after 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and you can tell with all of the beautiful steampunky style architecture throughout, and all of the very fun Easter eggs that you have referencing the film. Just starting the rapid fire, a little bit of a Easter egg tour here. On that very back gauge, you're going to see a whole host of numbers. So 598.9, 599.0, 687, 688, 705, 706, and 718. Those are all of the whole numbers for the Disney cruise ship, starting with the Magic and working your way up on the chronological release of each of those ships. The only time it's not chronological is the 705 and 706. The 705 whole number is the Wish, the 706 is the Destiny, and the 718 is the Treasure. And of course, the Treasure was released prior to the Destiny being released, which will happen later this year.
Also an Easter egg we saw on Instagram from Disney Imagineering that we didn't notice before. If you're looking at the main big gauge, if you look up and to the left, there's these small gauges, and one of them says Captain on the bottom, and the different places it can land are famous Disney captains, Nemo, Hook, and Sparrow. Shout out to one of our favorite crew members, Maria, for taking a picture of it, because I can't zoom that far nor go behind the bar. Also, my other favorite detail is these 3 taps right here. These are the signature beers made for Periscope Pub. You can't get them anywhere else in the world. And the one on the left is a fish dressed up like Kirk Douglas in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea when he sings Whale of a Tale.
While you are taking in the incredible ambiance here, be sure to look up, because that's going to remind you that you are indeed underwater in a submersible. And you're going to have various bits of sea life swimming above you. Now, a fun fact about that sea life, those shadows were taken from motion capture from the same sea life at the Disney Seas. So if you've seen a hammerhead shark swimming about in the Disney Seas aquarium, well, guess what? You can see its motion capture shadow swimming above you here in Periscope Pub.
Taking a look at the menu here, there are some signature cocktails. I tried the Outis Daiquiri last time, and it was actually quite delicious and a very fun presentation. They also have a couple of meads, wines, but really they're known for beer, with several different ones on tap, cans, and bottles. As I mentioned, they have 3 beers you can't get anywhere else exclusive to this pub, and they also participate in a couple of beer specials. Buy 5, get 1 free, as well as the Mug Club, which is when you purchase a special Disney Cruise Line mug for $17.50. It is a 24-ounce draft beer, and it's for the price of a 16-ounce, and then you can continue to refill it at all of the bars around the ship for the rest of your trip, and then it's a nice souvenir to take home. And we were just told they have special treasure mugs, so guess who just ordered 2 more mugs, because we needed those, obviously. They also do have some pub grub here. Now, this is not included with the cost of the cruise, but there are some delicious bites, and we ordered some buffalo wings. They've also got loaded potato puffs, German pretzel. We've seen these items on other pub menus on the cruise line, but they have some new stuff, too, that I haven't seen before, including the Periscope Pub platter and John Ashton's Jolly Good Burger, as well as mini churros. So we'll have to come and try some of that another time, too.
Our beers have arrived. I have picked up the Tangled Tentacle Ale, which is a beer that you can only get here at Periscope Pub, and Molly has picked up the Luau Passion Orange Guava IPA. And as you can see, these mugs are both different in that they have the Disney treasure on them, and different in that they're huge.
And there's a logo on the back.
Oh yeah, it does have a Disney Cruise Line logo on the back. These are hefty. It seems like it's making the Mug Club an even better deal.
This thing is a workout. It's like, just hold it for a while, and you can work out whilst drinking. Another healthy tip from me to you. That's delicious. Like Alan said, it's got pog in it, which is passion fruit, orange, and guava, which is the same fruits that make up the iconic pog juice that they have around Disney World, like at the Polynesian. It reminds me a lot of the Isla Nublar IPA at Universal, which I love so much. So if you like a fruity light IPA, it still tastes hefty like a beer, this is for you. Also, not gonna lie to you, I don't know how to drink this much of this beer. This is a lot of this beer.
My head. Look at that. It's huge. Cheers. Lightly hoppy, but still sippable beer. Citrusy a little bit on the back end, but it's all very light. This is like 5 degrees off an IPA. So if you're afraid of IPAs and think they might be too hoppy for you, start with this ale because it's not going to be something that's going to blow you out of the water, but it is going to help ease you into that realm. Just like I'm going to continue to ease myself to sip on this absolutely massive quantity of beer. All right, yeah, our buffalo wings arrived. That's cool and all, but let's talk about this some more as Molly works out with it over here.
It is a workout.
It is a workout. So we went back to our footage from the Disney Wonder when we sailed into Alaska this year and looked at their menu, and on their menu it says the Mug Club is a 20-ounce mug. On the menu here it says it is 24 ounces. And after talking with the bartenders, in their professional opinion, they believe it's actually a scooch more. So when I say this is a great deal, if you are a beer drinker and plan on enjoying it throughout your cruise, I'd strongly consider it if you wanted to get one of these mugs. I mean, just look at it. Look at it.
It's a tankard.
Nice use of the word tankard. Well done.
It comes in pints. Ooh, I'm getting one.
More like a double pint there, Pip.
You've had a whole half already!
Sam, ever the pragmatist. Anyway, back to the buffalo wings. These came at the recommendation of our server. It's Maria, one of our age-old friends back from the Wish and then the Dream and now here on the Treasure. She said that the wings here are excellent, so we're excited to give them a try with a side of ranch and blue cheese, celery, and carrots. And we got 2 sauces. This is a set of 10 wings. One half is going to be the Hades hot, and the other half is going to be the standard buffalo.
Not gonna lie to you, I forget which one Maria said was the hot one, so we're just gonna eat it and find out. That's pretty hot. I'm gonna guess it's that one. Hold on. It's the hot one. I like this one better because I do like spice, I do like heat. This would be like a medium to a hot at like a normal wing restaurant. This one's actually got a little bit of sweetness to it, so it's curbing the heat, but both are excellent, and I love chicken wings, so I'm not mad. Giant mug of beer and I, plus Alan obviously, have made it to Deck 11. We noticed on the Disney Cruise Line app that there's something tonight called Mickey's Color Spin Dance Party, which I'm sure Alan is the most excited for. He loves colors. It is a fun dance party featuring Mickey and the gang and Disney music. So we're gonna check it out.
In a word, incredible.
Phenomenal. It's not just the beer talking.
No, that show is awesome. I feel like this ship thus far has been like a millennial's dream.
Yeah, most of that music was like 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
They spin the giant color wheel and then a character is chosen and then they perform a dance number. And when I say perform, I mean rent was due and Pluto had to pay.
I gotta tell you, they are, that choreo is incredible.
for every single performer up there, from Goofy to the multicolored dancers. Looking at you, Purple, absolutely crushed.
Plus, dreams came true when Goofy and Max did the perfect cast together to Powerline.
Did I cry?
A tear came out.
Yes, I did.
Because it was just wonderful. That show tends to be, I looked it up, it tends to be on longer sailings. It's not just on the Treasure.
Correct.
But if you're on a longer sailing on the Disney cruise ship and you see Mickey's Color Spin Dance Party, do not miss it.
Yeah, don't skip that one.
I like genuinely, I kept looking at Alan going, I love this.
It was great.
It was awesome.
And now we're going to go to dinner.
Yes. See.
Nice.
All right, we're about to go into Plaza de Coco, which is a Coco theater in the round live entertainment dinner. Super excited because this is the first night menu, first night show. Haven't had enough Mexican food yet today, so.
Yeah, definitely not.
Listen, I could survive on Mexican food.
This is true.
So,
Molly really could.
I'm not mad.
Now, as always, we are not going to be recording our live thoughts of this meal out of respect to our fellow guests, but you'll be hearing from future Molly and Alan now.
Ahora.
Well done.
Thank you. Sometimes my high school Spanish comes back. Vámonos. Waiting in line to go into Coco, and I do want to know one thing about the rotational dining on the Disney Cruise Line. Obviously, this is a 7-night cruise, so there's not major theater shows every single night, but they have 2 seatings for dinner. They have an early seating and a second seating, and then when they do the major shows, they have an early show and a second show, so you can flip-flop. Typically, folks with younger kids go to the first seating and then the second show. We always prefer the second seating for dinner, but it's just preference that you can mark or have your travel agent mark when you book the trip.
Walking into Plaza de Coco, you find yourself in the heart of Santa Cecilia, and it takes over immediately as you see the advertising for these zapatos that are made with Miguel's family. The theming here, even as you walk in, is just stunning.
There are so many cool details to look at. Starting with the carpet, you're going to see the different flowers and offerings for the ofrenda. I love the painting of the Rivera family tree. You have the sign here remembering Hector Rivera. And it is Dia de los Muertos. You can even see signs for the talent show. But for sure, the most heart-wrenching, actually, it's a tie. There's 2 super gutting things as you walk in here. The first is this wall where you can see all of the different letters from between Hector and his Coco when he was on the road, and his missing guitar, which may be foreshadowing. The second is the ofrenda. Taking a look at the menu, first of all, I love that it's written out like the Rivera family tree, and throughout the menu you'll see little notes from the different familia members, like Abuelita's special recipe for the shrimp diablo, or this is Papa Julio's favorite. So that's just a cute little touch. I also love that the appetizer plates have lyrics from Coco music. Starting off the menu, you have things like chorizo street croquettes and a goat cheese yellow and red beet tower. You have ensaladas, including the cucumber and queso fresco salad, a few sopas, including chicken tortilla. Then you move into your platos principales, which are your main dishes. You've got butternut squash enchiladas, a pasilla brown sugar rub roasted pork tenderloin, and Luisa's pollo asado. Also have a couple lighter notes, as you often see on Disney Cruise Line, things like a mesquite spice salmon salad and some basic proteins. Lastly, we have dessert on the menu, which I love seeing dessert as part of the main menu ordering experience to make the meal go a little bit faster. And you have things like the Miguel's Remember Me ice cream sundae and a Mexican chocolate tart. There is also a beverage menu featuring some margaritas and tequila, surprising to no one, as well as some special wines, beers, and other cocktails you can't get elsewhere. And something not listed on the menu.
My favorite musician, my grandson, Miguel! Señoras y señores, buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenas tardes, buenas noches, señorita, señores, mi qué alegría, well, this music is my language and the world is mi familia.
For my entrada, my appetizer, I got Abuelita Elena's Shrimp Diabla. This is sautéed garlic shrimp with sliced fingerling potatoes, mild chili chipotle sauce, cilantro, pickled red onion, and toasted birotes. This was pretty good. I think the shrimp was cooked well. You could taste a little bit of the garlic flavor, and you did have that tomato chipotle base sauce. The only thing that I wish this had was a little bit more spice.
I kicked off the meal by digging into the tableside chips and salsa instead of bread and butter. These are pretty standard chips and salsa. Not a lot of heat in the dip. I wish there was more, but the chips are hearty and taste fresh. For my appetizer, I went with the chorizo street croquettes. These are made with toasted corn, chili lime crema, cotija cheese, and cilantro. These were fantastic. They were super smoky, a little bit of nuttiness from the cotija cheese, not too heavy on the breading. You could taste the corn as well. These are honestly one of the best things I've had on board.
I then picked up the cucumber and queso fresco salad. This is made with pickled red onions, serrano chili, lime, cilantro, baby oak leaf, and lola rosso. This was incredible. You know that TikTok trend of you want to eat an entire cucumber? I wish I had an entire cucumber made like this. It was lightly pickled, a little acidic, some spice coming through on the back end with that serrano chili, and then the pickled red onions giving it that tang. This was incredible.
I just know a Disney rotational restaurant wedge salad hates to see me come in because I order it every time. This one was a baby romaine salad with cherry tomatoes, roasted corn, lime pepitas, cotija cheese, and a creamy cumin avocado dressing, and it was fantastic. All of the produce was fresh. I loved the burst of flavor from the tomatoes. I love cotija cheese, and the dressing, I wish I had a gallon of it.
And that secret Molly mentioned before, well, long ago on a media cruise of yesteryear, in a similar restaurant on a different mealtime, we heard tell of a tequila flight served on a guitar. So tonight, we asked for it once more and were graced with that tequila flight. It is the Doña Celia tequila. It is a agave set that comes with blanco, reposado, and anejo tequila served in delicately dressed porcelain dolls that you must behead in order to pour the tequila into beautiful ceramic glasses.
I tried the Blanco first, which is normally what I would get in a margarita, and this is very high quality tequila, but it's still, this one tastes like tequila to me, so I couldn't hold it together. But it was very smooth, and I feel like it would be good mixing. I'm just weak.
I tasted the reposado, which is my preferred variety of tequila. It was ever so lightly aged, a little bit of an oaky flavor to it, and very smooth.
And then color me surprised when the anejo was my favorite of the tequilas. It was so smooth, went down easily, and it had almost like a vanilla flavor to it, a little bit of sweetness. I could actually sip on this. And while this tequila flight was a little bit ridiculous, and trust me, we did not consume it all because it's about 6 shots worth of tequila. It was $65, high quality tequila made from a family brand, and you get to keep not only the glasses, not only the ladies, but also the guitar board. How could we not share with you the secret menu tequila flight?
We had to. We absolutely had to. For my platos principales, I got Luisa's pollo asado. This is Michoacan citrus spiced roasted chicken, cilantro rice tostones, and a serrano tomatillo salsa. This chicken was fine. It was cooked well and very moist. It had a little bit of citrus flavor coming through it. The skin itself, I think, was the best part. The cilantro rice was cooked well. The tostones I actually enjoyed. I normally don't enjoy tostones, but these were nice and cooked quite well. And I think the serrano tomatillo salsa served to add a little bit of spice to the rest of the dish.
I went for something I've had my eye on for literal months. The moment Disney released the previews of the menus on the Treasure, I said I needed to eat this, and the croquettes. This was Enrique's port wine braised center cut beef short rib. It came with cheddar cheese, green onion, red skin mashed potatoes, long green beans, and crisp shallots. This is one of the best things I've had at a rotational meal on a Disney cruise ship. The short rib fell apart easily. It did have a little fat, but mostly it was flavorful with the delicious wine sauce. I loved the crisp shallots on top, adding a little bit of texture, and these mashed potatoes were fantastic. I would eat this again and again, and as the menu said, Papa Julio, if you did this one, you are in fact a great cook.
Un par de ojitos negros y el lindo. Ay, 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 ay.
And for my dessert, I tried the warm coconut tres leches. This is 3 milk-soaked coconut cake, a caramel sauce, and dulce de leche ice cream. This was incredible. The ice cream was light and had that nice dulce de leche flavor, so a light milkiness with a little bit of caramel on top, some browning. Atop of the warm coconut-soaked cake, this melted in my mouth. I could not find words. It was delicious and rich, but somehow still light.
And I had the margarita lime cheesecake. It was made with a sea salt shortbread and topped with a raspberry agave margarita coulis. This was fine. I actually wish it had a little bit more lime flavor and more tasted like a standard cheesecake with a little bit of zest of citrus. I definitely recommend the tres leches over this. But overall, Plaza de Coco's menu is fantastic, and I think one of the best you're going to find in the rotational restaurants on Disney Cruise across the board.
Señoras y señores, buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenas tardes, buenas noches, señoritas y señores. To be here with you tonight gives me joy, que alegría. For this music is my language and the world es mi familia. For this music is my language and the world is mi familia. For this music is my language and the world is mi familia.
I have a guitar.
That restaurant is so fun and so emotional.
Both shows. I think this is the first time that I recall on a Disney Cruise Line ship. We've only been on 2 7-day cruises, and this is the first time that I've seen it being a true storyline.
Yeah.
The first meal, they're prepping for Dia de los Muertos, and the second night that we saw on the media cruise is the Dia de los Muertos.
I think I like this menu a little bit more, but I will confirm that when we go on the second night. And it's just so sweet, and I was crying because at one point, all I could think about is how Papa's voice was so beautiful, but for so many years, because the Rivera family didn't believe in music, no one was experiencing his gift of song, and I was like crying over it. It might have been the tequila, but it was beautiful.
You know, normally we do save nightcaps for after dinner and also to like experience the lounges, but hearing tale of a secret menu item led us to this. Not just this, it also has the glasses and the tequila that came with it. Very worth it.
Worth it. Also, the other reason I was crying, or one of the other reasons I was crying, the music's so beautiful. There were multiple families around us that knew all the words to all the songs, and not just the Coco songs, like the Mexican songs, and it just made me teary, and I was like, this is why stories like Coco are so important, and it just like, I start crying just thinking about it. It was so sweet.
Representation matters. Seeing the mariachi come through and play a lot of the very classic songs.
The little boy next to us was doing gritos along with Miguel. It was like too much for me.
It was absolutely wonderful. And I think this is in contention for perhaps one of the best dinner shows I've seen on a Disney cruise.
The only negative I have about Plaza de Coco is the same thing I said on the media cruise, and it's the same thing we've said about all the dinner shows. Your seat could greatly impact how much you enjoy it. We didn't have as good of seats as we did the last time, but we could still see everything pretty easily. Still lots and lots of fun. I don't think it took away from the show, but if you were further than us or had a pole blocking you or you were shorter than I am, maybe that could be the case.
I think there are seats in certain conditions that would take away from the experience of actually viewing the show. That said, if you are just there to experience the ambiance and the music itself, that won't be impacted. If you're looking to see the show, there are some seats where it could potentially do so.
And unfortunately, your seat is your seat. You can't do anything about it. But overall, phenomenal. And now we have something completely different.
All right, up next we are headed to see the Flyboys. Now, do either of us know what that is? No. But it sounds fun, and there's not a theater show tonight because it's one of the off-cycle nights, and it's an adults-only show. So we're going to go check it out and let you know how it is.
She'll push and pull you down, live la vida loca. Her lips are devil red, and her skin is the color of mocha.
We're back!
We know what the Flyboys are now.
We do.
They are a musical group.
Quartet.
Mostly from Britain, although their act says they're from New York, so...
It felt 50-50.
Where are you from, Flyboys?
Yeah, if that is your real name, it is. I don't know why I'm saying that.
They are basically a mashup group that mashes up contemporary hits with like 30s swing style music. It was very fun.
So if you enjoy swing style music, then I think that listening to them would be a really fun time. I, as a fan of swing music and also big band jazz, really enjoyed some of their numbers. I thought it was fun.
These acts come on board for the longer cruises to provide some smaller entertainment along the way. I don't know that this is a show I'd prioritize to see again, but I enjoyed myself.
Absolutely.
It was no Mickey's Color Spin Dance Party, though.
That's
Let
true.
me be very clear.
But if you have seen all the other lounges, then sure, carve out some time to see these types of acts.
We weren't allowed to film in there also.
No, we weren't allowed to film in there.
Sorry.
You're going to have to take our word for it.
But now it's bedtime, because tomorrow we have brunch.
Yes, we do.
And then we're exploring the Grand Cayman.
We are. So we will see you all tomorrow. For us, that's well over a dozen hours away. For you, it's right after this boop. Bye.
Boop.
Unboop. Good morning, everybody. It is now our fourth day aboard the Disney Treasure, and we are at Georgetown Grand Cayman. If you're wondering where Molly is, she is currently directly in front of me, rapidly putting on jewelry because we have to get to Palo in the next 2 minutes. And yes, this is a direct insight into how this always goes, but that's okay because we always end up making it on time. We're gonna go now. The aforementioned Molly getting ready.
I need my wedding ring.
That's important.
Got it.
Nice.
Aboard the Treasure, Palo is Palo Steakhouse, which is the same concept that was introduced on the Wish, and as the partner restaurant to Enchanté, this one features Cogsworth hidden throughout the restaurant. Now this is the same Palo as is on all the other Disney Cruise Line ships, but the Steakhouse does add more selections for dinner time, primarily, you guessed it, steak. Palo is an adults-only restaurant, and reservations are highly recommended. As Gold members, the only time we could get for brunch or dinner at Palo was this time right here. Concierge and higher-level Castaway Club members get priority, and even though our travel agent booked as soon as she could, the only time we could secure was today. Note that Palo does have a dress code. It's not quite as fancy as Enchanté, but men not allowed to wear shorts, no sandals, no athletic wear, t-shirts, hats, swimsuits. I typically wear a dress. Alan typically wears slacks or nice jeans and a collared button-down shirt tucked in, so make sure you dress nicely, and yes, they will enforce it. A few details to look for in this beautiful ocean view restaurant that are inspired by our host Cogsworth. If you look at the ceiling, the light fixtures are supposed to remind you of gears. The backs of the chairs are supposed to be the hands of the clock. And there's also some beautiful Cogsworth artwork throughout the restaurant, and even his little face is hiding in the Palo sign.
For $50, you get an all-you-care-to-enjoy brunch here at Palo. And it starts at the antipasti section where you have a seafood plate, or you have a meat and cheese plate. From there you move into the egg section that has frittatas as well as poached eggs. Then you have waffles and pancakes, which, like the name would suggest, has waffles and pancakes. You also have From Our Pizza Stone Oven. With pizza, they're flatbreads like margarita or the spicy Italian sausage, some soups like the heirloom tomato and basil or the celery soup, and then you have their entrees, which is highlighted by the Parmesan crusted chicken breast.
Now, like at any good brunch, we are starting with bubbles, and your first glass is on the house. You can choose from Prosecco, mimosa, or a non-alcoholic peach beverage. We both went for a glass of Prosecco, but being a 3-drink girly, I also had some coffee and sparkling water. We started with the meat and cheese antipasti, which comes with sliced prosciutto, coppa, bresaola, and salami, as well as some olives and garlic, and 2 cheeses, a Parmesan Reggiano, and a truffle hard cheese from Italy. This pairs beautifully with the Palo bread basket, which has the focaccia bread with gorgonzola and onion. This is my favorite. The sun-dried tomato and spinach roll, as well as ciabatta and Parmesan and sesame seed sticks. And it is served with Italian olive oil and delicious balsamic vinegar. This is always delicious and a perfect way to start off your meal. Delicious breads, cheeses, and meats. This is my heaven.
After those delicious meats and cheeses, we got a poached egg on a toasted buttered English muffin with spinach, asparagus, and Mornay sauce. This is a delightful combination. The asparagus is cooked very well over a toasted English muffin, and the Mornay sauce adds a little bit of nutty cheesiness, and the egg itself is poached perfectly. Look at that delightful runny egg.
Now, if you order one thing from Palo, a lot of people would say the chicken parm, which is not a bad answer, and they're definitely not wrong, but I would say the pizza. Palo pizza is phenomenal, and you can split one pizza between 2 different toppings. We went for the classic margarita pizza and the secret menu gorgonzola and grape pizza. The margarita side, always cooked to perfection with that crust. You've got mozzarella cheese, tomatoes, and basil. Simple, classic deliciousness.
And while grape and gorgonzola doesn't sound like a combination that will work, I promise you it does. The gorgonzola adds a little bit of that funkiness, and the grape gives you a subtle sweetness along with the gastrique that is over top of it, amplifying those flavors. This is a great sweet and salty and a little bit nutty pizza that I find delightful. It's perhaps my favorite iteration of the pizza on Palo's menu.
And now for that famous Parmesan-crusted chicken breast. This is topped with a San Marzano tomato basil sauce and mozzarella cheese, and is served atop creamy arborio rice risotto. Once again, this is absolute perfection. It is simple, delicious flavors cooked masterfully. The chicken is tender, not even remotely dry, nice crispy exterior, tons of cheese. Of course, we added extra Parmesan, slight sweetness from that sauce, and the risotto is chef's kiss, amazing. And if you weren't full enough already, it's time for dessert. The dessert menu has things like the warm amaretto chocolate fondant and buttermilk panna cotta pot, as well as a warm apple cinnamon sticky bun from the bakery. But that's not all. There's also a full pastry selection you can choose from, and I cannot recommend the almond croissant enough. It is, oh my goodness, so delicious. Flaky, buttery, little crunch from the slivered almond, stuffed with a delicious almond filling, which is nutty. It's not overly sweet. It is absolutely just amazing. And as full as I was, and as much as I am not a sweets girly, I look forward to these at the end of every one of my Palo meals.
And I was intrigued by the Nutella scone, and after I was able to pull it apart, not so delicately I might add, I was able to enjoy. And let me tell you, it was just ever so slightly sweet, and on the inside you got that chocolate nuttiness of the Nutella spread. This was very, very nice. I don't think I'd like it as much as the almond croissant, but still very tasty. And for our dessert, we got the limoncello torte. This is a citrus cake with cream cheese, lemon curd, and a citrus salad. This was a bright, light, and zesty cake that was soaked through with that limoncello flavor. It didn't have any of the alcoholic bite, but it did have a lot of that citrus zing. I thought this was a really great way to end our meal, very refreshing, without being overly sweet and cloying. Palo is delicious, as always, from the service to all of the different dishes.
Exquisite.
Second to none. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Exquisite. I always leave feeling like I am pregnant with a food baby named Palo.
That's
because true. It is just, you can't stop eating it. That almond croissant at the end, I think about it. I dream about them. Yeah. It's so good. An absolute must, and it's no different on the Treasure.
Now, we are in the Grand Cayman, like I mentioned before, but unfortunately the excursion that we wanted to go on was canceled due to low participation.
Yes, our wonderful travel agent booked us a distillery tour and beach break, but alas, we cannot go.
And we did go to guest services to see if there was another excursion that we could go on, but all the ones that we were interested in left earlier this morning.
We also asked them if we could move Palo to another day or potentially do Palo dinner instead, but it is so popular, and this is a full cruise considering it's a brand new ship, and there were literally no other Palo reservations any other time, so we did choose to do Palo as opposed to a snorkeling or stingray adventure, which is the ones I was looking at in Grand Cayman, just because the series is about the Treasure, and it felt like we should show the best restaurant on the Treasure.
So, we have decided to stay on the ship and explore all these fun new areas on the Disney Treasure, as well as behind the scenes get a little bit of work done so these videos can get to you on time.
Grand Cayman is beautiful. We've been before on cruises with friends. The beaches are stunning. The snorkeling is amazing. Yeah. So I do recommend getting off, especially if you can book an excursion that features one of those things. But we don't actually have that much time left at Grand Cayman. You have to tender to get there, which isn't my personal favorite activity. It means riding a very small boat out that way. It's beautiful, but it's, wee.
Yes, wee.
And yeah, like Alan said, we have some work to do, and now I can review a video now as opposed to at
midnight,
like 1 a.m. So
yeah.
Let's do that. We're headed up to the Cove, which is the adult pool area, to relax, luxuriate, get a coffee, and hey, if you're going to do work on a Disney cruise ship, I think that is the place to do it. But a couple of housekeeping notes I did want to mention. We did receive an offer today, since this is a longer cruise, from the laundry team. They gave us a laundry bag and a form that said you can have as much washed and folded for $25. We had this happen on the Alaska cruise too. It's just a nice offer for, like, you're on a cruise for a long time. Maybe you need some laundry done. Pause to admire the beautiful Jungle Cruise concept art. It's maybe my favorite art in the hallways on this ship, but I just love the fact that both the Wish and the Treasure especially have so much art everywhere. Alan, what's your favorite art?
Here?
On this ship.
That's so hard. Treasure Planet's up there. Tarzan's up there.
We saw that cool Raya one yesterday.
Raya's really cool. The entirety of the Haunted Mansion lounge parlor, rather.
Well, yeah, but I meant the hallway art.
Jungle Cruise is very high. I mean, it's tough. Anything that has the original concept art from Imagineers, like this, is really hard to beat.
Also, the trauma wall. Second housekeeping note, found this interesting. We received a message last night through the Disney Cruise Line app that not all of the bars will be serving alcohol while you are docked in Grand Cayman due to local law. So just know if you're staying on board during Grand Cayman Day thinking, oh, this will be the perfect chance to go get cocktails at Haunted Mansion Parlor, it probably won't. Oh, how fun! They have a countdown to 2025 here on the screen underneath where they're playing Ralph Breaks the Internet. This is so fun. I can't wait for New Year's Eve tonight.
We find ourselves here at Cove Cafe. But Cove Cafe is the adults-only coffee shop here in the adults section on the Disney Treasure, and it is themed to Moana in here with a ton of references to the film and her story, including more. I'm going to just assume this is a real plant. Hold, please. I mean, it smells like a real plant. In the wall. This would be another third feature we've seen like this. All right, so we're going to pull up a chair and try to get some work done.
The Cove Cafe has their specialty coffees, including coffees from around the world. Some of this you're going to see on the other coffee bar menus as well. They've got to-go things, different hot beverages. You can choose however you'd like your latte or your different coffees to be prepared. They've got tons of different flavors. And then they also have some of the cold brew cocktails. I had one of these on the preview cruise down at Hey Hey, the brew fashioned, which was delicious. And then they also have wines by the glass. Not right now because of the Grand Cayman law, but this is a lovely, very secluded, serene place to come have a coffee or a cocktail. Working on our second coffees, and I think this may be my favorite one I've ever gotten on a Disney ship, and it's not even the one with the Disney character printed on it. The crew member, he's from Indonesia, he hand drew a phoenix on it because it represents starting anew and rising from the ashes, so he said that he drew this for it to be New Year's Eve. And I'm like, and I'm gonna cry. It's so beautiful, and it was so sweet. And I watched him. It took him like 5 minutes to draw it, and such talent.
All right. Well, after spending our afternoon working, and well, some of us still are, we are headed to Periscope Pub to grab a couple of light bites. Now, this evening we are going to forego our scheduled dining at 1923. There is a special New Year's menu, but we want to experience some of the entertainment and maybe grab a couple of the specialty beverages around the ship. Our beverages and first round of food has arrived. I once again picked up the Tangled Tentacle Ale, and Molly has decided to explore something new with a Los Bravos. And because we didn't get enough of them yesterday, picked up another round of tin wings, although this time we have foregone the standard buffalo for a full round of tin Hades hot. Yeah, you might say we're a glutton for punishment, or these sit on the medium on our scale.
We also picked up John Aston's Jolly Good Burger. This is a handcrafted brisket burger with tomato, shredded iceberg lettuce, pickles, and American cheese on a toasted sesame seed potato bun, served with a side of crisp French fries and Kewpie ketchup. And on the side here, we have a whole selection of condiments. You've got mayonnaise, the chef's classic ketchup, and some Dijon mustard as well. Okay. That is a juicy burger. Oh my gosh. Vegetables are fresh, love the cheese. And the secret sauce. It's kind of like got a little tang to it. Very nice. So you want about the burger? The fries. Bomb.com. You hear that crisp? Seasoned? All right, well now it is time to head and enjoy a delightful evening as we ring in the new year.
We did get little gifties from our stateroom host of little Happy New Year beads, and apparently there's going to be fireworks and all kinds of fun, but we do have a few stops before we get there.
Yeah. We are kicking off our New Year's celebration by grabbing a nice beverage and enjoying some live entertainment, and there's no better spot to do that than here at the Skipper Society.
We will certainly come back to Skipper Society on another day to try some of the themed beverages, gotta get a waffle, and point out some of the fun Easter eggs and details. But for now, we're having classic cocktails. It feels like a classy evening being New Year's Eve. I am having a vodka martini straight up with a twist, and Alan's having an old-fashioned. And the reason Skipper Society was the perfect place to kick off our evening is tonight we are having a little adventure. Think SEA, the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Think Indiana Jones. Think Jungle Cruise. There are some really fun experiences exclusive to the Disney Treasure featuring Sage and Coriander, the hosts, and it starts with the Sarabi Supper Club. Sarabi is the multi-use lounge area. That is where you'll play bingo and a lot of the other games. Obviously Lion King themed, meaning it is superior. And tonight's agenda starts with the Sarabi Supper Club, which has themed drinks and mingling, and then it goes into Choose Wisely, which is an interactive Indiana Jones themed adventure game. They do both of these a couple different nights on the cruise. They are both 18 and older. And from one of our friends who did this on his preview cruise, he said it was spectacular. So we're very excited to check it out. So the Sarabi Supper Club is basically just a big pregame for the Choose Wisely, but there are some specialty unlisted cocktails themed to Indiana Jones and general adventure. One is a tropical fruity drink served in a cool monkey head, but it sounded too sweet for us, so we didn't get that one. What we did get were the other two. Mine is called the Bad Date, and our server described it as a passion fruit margarita.
And mine is called the Dune Teeny, which was described as a very dirty gin martini, so right up my alley. Also served on the side is a mysterious antidote. Now, I have to be honest, the antidote was not given in the description, but I was told that I should not mix the two, and I need to drink the Dune Teeny first and then drink the antidote.
That's typically what happens with poison.
Yeah, that's not terrifying at all.
That's pretty good. You can definitely taste the tequila. It's not too sweet. I asked him to go light on the sweet.
The Dune Teeny is, as advertised, a dirty martini. You can really taste that olive juice coming through, and if you don't enjoy dirty martinis, this is not for you, especially with the taste of gin on the back end with those botanicals. The antidote itself is a licorice soda, and boy, that is just black licorice all the way. So again, if you are not a fan of black licorice, this is not going to be up your alley whatsoever. But for me, I was able to choke it down because I didn't want to die to poison.
You have a great attitude working on it for days. Years.
Honey, I don't know you. Don't trust us.
Because you ain't got no choice.
You're right. What is it? What's your act?
We thought you'd never ask. We would like to take you through all 5 adventures of the greatest archaeologists in the world, Indiana Jones.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with Indiana Jones. That fedora, that mischievous smirk, Dr. Jones, walk this way. No, we worked on this. Dr. Jones, walk this way.
Give me the antidote.
Too much to drink, Dr. Jones.
Guys, he's sucking for the antidote.
Get the antidote!
We didn't say punch him in the face, we said sock. This is this. I'm just so violent with it.
Suck him!
Yes, sock him!
Intelligence!
Sock him!
There are kids standing in the back!
You're not allowed.
Suck him! Go away! Alright, here we go!
You're running out of time.
We know!
You're running out of time, Dr. Jones.
Oh yeah? Well, at least my shoes aren't untied.
I knew I should have got them. Hey, wait!
Made you look.
In old days,
You need to take the right tongue. You gotta take the right tongue.
choose wisely! I ain't asked you yet!
Oh, they tried!
Hi, I'm Dr. Elsa Schneider, evil archaeologist and villainess who knows you and your father. Infinite. That's not what you said last night. All right, folks. Should he drink out of the 64-ounce goofy thirst quencher or the simple and humble cup?
Goofy!
never driven that. Eternal life.
I'm melting. I'm melting. He chose poorly.
Choose Wisely was absolutely hilarious. It is a show all about Indiana Jones throughout all of the films that are throughout that franchise. So it certainly does help if you have seen those movies. But now,
Let me just be the first to say that Coriander, I see you and I feel you when it comes to the whip.
that is that is something that happened.
Young Harrison Ford and current Harrison Ford can get it.
I'm not going to argue that. That's true. All right, and now we are at the deck party as we ring in 2025.
Goofy, Donald, and Daisy are here to help us count down, and I gotta say, I love seeing them in their fanciest looks, but it is a little unsettling to see Donald and Goofy without a hat, as they normally have on, but I do like that even in a tux, Donald doesn't have on pants. And obviously, Daisy looks fabulous as always. The crew members have passed out these cute 2025 New Year's cups complimentary. The adults can have sparkling wine. The kids can have something with a straw. I assume it's like Sprite. Hats off to the crew members making this happen.
Happy New Year, everybody! Well, that brings us to the end of not only this video, but 2024, and to the start of 2025, a new year.
I have spent New Year's Eve in multiple Disney parks, whether for work or just for fun, but I've never spent it on a... That was
Same.
so magical.
It was. I think, as magical as it was for every guest on board the ship, I just want to take a moment to give a massive shout out to all the crew who are here aboard the ship, away from their families, but with their new, I would hope, found family amongst their peers. A huge thank you to you for making this experience special for every guest on board. We see you, and we appreciate you.
We ran into several crew members that we have had the pleasure of meeting throughout our cruises, and they all wished us a Happy New Year, and they were with their fellow employees, and it's just very, very special. So as a wonderful reminder, no matter where you are, be kind to crew and cast and team members because they are away from their families to make magic for yours. But that was just so special. I've seen fireworks at sea many, many times at this point, usually part of Pirate Night, but to experience New Year's and hear that wonderful song that I am obsessed with by Jordan Sparks, the theme of the treasure, it just, I immediately started crying because I am very, very grateful that this is how I ended 2024 and kicked off 2025.
And we are also so thankful to all of you who make this all possible. So thank you so much for following along, supporting us on this journey, and for coming along with us. But until next time, friends, please be sure to like this video. Subscribe if you are new, follow us on all of our socials, come join us on Discord, we'd love to have you. Check out Patreon if you haven't, and most of all, Happy New Year. The links for everything else, down below.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it has truly been so magical.
It's been a great 2024, and we will see you all in 2025.
Now you gotta look at our towel animal.
Oh yeah, you do.
So cute.
Bye now.
I don't want to assume things, but I feel like it's a mammoth.
Okay.
It's probably an elephant, but I'm going to interpret it as a mammoth. And we have New Year's chocolates and a little card, and I feel like a giftie. We have a note that says, we're excited that you could join us for this special holiday sailing aboard the Disney Treasure. May this commemorative lithograph created especially for this voyage and capturing the spirit of our onboard celebration add to the many magical memories of your Disney Cruise Line vacation for years to come. Aww, Dumbo and Timothy Q. Mouse.